Chapter 30. Eva's POV. I don't want to mark her. I don't want to mark her. Logan's sentence kept echoing inside my head as I ran upstairs. I know that I'm overreacting, but for some reason I felt unwanted when I heard Logan say that. I know that werewolves die to mark their mates once they meet them, and the urge is even stronger for alphas. So why doesn't Logan want to mark me? Eva! A familiar voice called my name, but I continued running. I couldn't let him see me like that. I probably looked pathetic. I just need time to calm down and I'll be fine. Eva! This time it was closer, and the next thing I know, I'm being lifted off my feet and carried princess style. I quickly placed my hands over my eyes, trying to cover them. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. My words were cut short by Logan's shushing. Shh, hey, calm down, he cooed gently. I felt him walking, then sit me down and place me on his lap. I had my eyes closed, so I didn't know where we were. Tears were falling freely from my eyes, and I tried my hardest to stop them. 2 hands held mine and pulled them away gently. I kept my eyes shut, not daring to look Logan in the eye. Why did you run so fast? Logan asked, confusing me. Huh? Why didn't you wait until I finished the sentence? I slowly removed my hands and looked at him with furrowed eyebrows. I was saying that I don't want to mark you now. I want it to be special, and not just a bite on your neck. I wanted you to remember it and smile at the memory. I want it to be perfect, Logan explained, with a smile adorning his face. I was taken back and shocked by what he said. God, I'm stupid. My eyes were wide and my mouth forming an O shape. I looked like a fish out of water. It didn't take me long to snap out of it and cover my face with my hands once again, but this time from embarrassment. I heard Logan's chuckles beside me and felt his hold tighten around me. Stupid, Logan mumbled in my ear, and I felt my face redden to an even darker shade as I buried it into his chest. After the ceremony, Logan's words made me look up at him questionably. On the night of the ceremony, that's when I'll finally mark you as mine, he said, his face inches from mine. Okay? He asked. I nodded in confirmation, and that made Logan grin widely at me and pull me into his chest once again, his warmth seeping through our clothes. I smiled into his chest shyly, and I was starting to get all giddy and excited for that ceremony. There were no words to describe the house's atmosphere right now. There were a lot of people, mostly women, running around everywhere. There were a lot of people, women that I never saw before, each one of them holding either flowers, food trays, or pieces of clothes of different colors in their hands. It was so hectic both inside and outside the pack house as people are getting ready for the ceremony. Claire and Alexis were barking orders to the helpers as they themselves rushed on with what they were doing. I was walking towards Claire to ask her if I could help with something when I was suddenly pulled by my arm and dragged upstairs. Quick, Eva, we have to get you ready. The ceremony will start in only 3 hours, and I didn't even start working on you, Chloe said in a rush as she ran up to my room. Did you take a shower when you woke up? She asked hastily. What? Yes, I did, I replied hastily. Good, now sit down and don't move, she ordered sternly, and I had no other choice but to comply. After about an hour and a half of pulling and ironing and curling, and what I should probably refer to as face painting, Chloe took a few steps back and assessed her work. She grinned in satisfaction before rushing to the closet and coming back with a piece of blue fabric in her hand. Now wear this, she told me with a smile. What's this? I asked in confusion. Your dress, of course, silly, she giggled and handed me the dress. I was about to take off my shirt when I noticed Chloe still standing there looking at me. I raised my eyebrows at her, and she in return raised one. I motioned with my index finger for her to turn around, and with an unwomanly groan, she complied. I quickly took my clothes off and pulled the dress over my head. I zipped the zipper that was on the side before telling Chloe that it was fine for her to look. A loud gasp left her lips when her eyes caught me. I turned to look at the floor-length mirror and gasped myself. It was a V-neck royal blue satin dress that only reached my mid-thigh. There were shiny embellishments covering the whole top part until the waist. The bottom flared a bit, and its back was open in a diamond shape. My black hair was curled to perfection, and a blue rose was fixed on the side of my head. There was a line of eyeliner on my upper lid, and then blue and silver eyeshadow on top, making my eyes pop. My lashes were elongated and looked curlier from the mascara. My cheeks were tinted a light shade of pink, and my lips were covered with a nude-colored lipstick and lip gloss. I had diamond earrings adorning my ears and a matching necklace around my neck. I didn't look familiar. I wasn't used to looking so beautiful and filled with energy. However, looking at the dress again, I worried about what Logan would say. He won't approve of it. Never, ever. My sigh seemed to have gotten Chloe worried. "What's wrong, Eva? Don't you like how you look?" she asked with concern. I shook my head at her. "No, I love it, but do you think Logan would agree on this dress? He'll kill us both," I stated in a matter-of-fact, lying tone. Chloe rolled her eyes at me and dismayed my thoughts with her hand. "Don't worry about it. We'll deal with it when the time comes." With another sigh, I nodded. Chloe picked up a box from beside the door and handed it to me. I opened it to reveal the most beautiful heels I've ever seen. I looked up at Chloe in awe, who was grinning at me like a fool. I went to sit on the bed hurriedly to put it on. It had straps that crisscrossed over my foot and wrapped around my ankle. It matched the dress and the makeup with its blue color. All in all, I loved how I looked today. I stood up and swayed a little, but Chloe caught me. I smiled widely at her and flushed her body to mine in a hug. "Thank you, Chloe. Thank you so much," I told her truly. I was so grateful for what they all did for me. Chloe giggled into my hair. "No problem. That's what best friends are for, right?" Her words came out more of a question of whether I did see her as a best friend or not. I grinned widely as we pulled back. "Definitely," I replied happily. Chloe proceeded into preparing herself. She wore a beautiful red tank lace dress that reached only mere inches above her knees. It had a ribbon in the middle with the straps flowing on her side. Red heels covered her feet and a diamond necklace adorned her neck with matching earrings. She kept her makeup minimum, but only red lipstick covered her lips. Her hair was brought up in a neat bun with 2 strands framing her face. After we made sure that we looked perfect, Chloe and I started heading downstairs. "Oh, come on, Logan," we heard someone say in a sing-song voice. It was female voice, one that I did not recognize. I looked at Chloe with a confused look, only to be met with one myself. We descended the stairs, and what I saw made my blood boil to no end. Logan was standing in the living room, and blonde Bimbo was clinging onto his arm. She was wearing a very tight and very short sleeveless black dress. Her face was caked, and her blonde hair was left to flow past her shoulders. Logan looked frustrated and annoyed, and I noticed that he would always pull his arm away whenever the blonde got a hold of it. "You can't deny me, Logan. I know how much you want me," she said in a failed attempt to sound seductive. Her voice was squeaky that I felt my ears about to bleed. "Let go, Wendy. I told you that—" Logan's stench was cut short when his eyes met mine. He seemed to have fallen in some kind of daze as he stared at me, and as seconds passed by, I started fidgeting in place. Logan seemed to have snapped out of it as he smiled warmly at me and started walking closer. I saw his eyes darken to what I assumed to be lust, and I couldn't help the butterflies that erupted inside of me. Logan held my hands and pulled me closer so our noses and foreheads touched. "You look very beautiful, Eva," he whispered, his minty breath fanning my face. I felt my face turn crimson red. "Thank you," I replied shyly, in a low tone that matched his. We were snapped out of our little moment when the blonde behind us scoffed. "And who exactly is that?" she asked in disgust. Logan turned to look into my eyes once again. "That's my mate. Only one I'll ever want."